Welcome to the Douglas Take, a David Douglas School District podcast.
Thank you so much for joining me. I'm Cassie Wood. I work for David Douglas School District in our Family and Community Partnerships Department. To start our podcast and conversation today, I would love for you to introduce yourself.
Okay. My name is Vincenza, and I'm a junior. I'm a part of PI Club, Pacific Islander Club, and I'm the current president of that club. So, yeah.
I'm Finn, and I'm a junior, and I'm president of PSU, which is just Pinoy Students United, and it's our Filipino club here that we have at school.
I'm Calvin, and I'm a sophomore, and I'm going to be the ASU president, which is Asian Student Union.
Hi, my name is Simone, and I'm a sophomore this year. I'm also part of Pacific Islander Club, and it's nice to meet you guys.
Thank you. Okay, so today we are talking a little bit about Asian American Pacific Islander Heritage Month, so AAPI for short. Our first question today, nice little warm-up question. What does AAPI Heritage Month mean to you personally, and why?
I definitely feel like AAPI month just means like being able to see everyone's culture and how like you said, like how diverse Asian American cultures are. And to me personally, it just feels like my like Filipino culture can be more highlighted, and people can like recognize each other and like see what other things like, or what people's cultures like mean to them, like music and like dance and food and all that stuff.
AAPI Heritage Month represents community, strength, and like a lot of love throughout us. It recognizes the stories, the identities, and voices that don't get heard a lot. It means a lot. It shows all of our community struggles and what we've gone through to make this month happen. And it means a lot to me, and like it makes all of us as a community proud as of what we've happened and what we've grown as.
You experience what it means to identify as Asian American, Pacific Islander, and that's every day. This is the skin that you're in and your reality. How does it feel to have a specific spotlight moment or month?
It actually feels really pretty good because people recognize you more. But I feel like just because it's only AAPI month is only May, I feel like you shouldn't just like basically like take off your lenses and say like, oh, that month is over, AAPI month is over. No, you shouldn't do that. Something to show people like who you really are.
It feels nice to, I guess, be more highlighted or like in the spotlight, and have people like recognize us and like see us for our cultural identity. I hear a lot of people's experiences, especially during COVID, when people who are Asian were like always kind of told that they were like disgusting and stuff like that, just because they were like, oh, Asian people started COVID and all of that kind of stuff, like all the like really racist kind of stereotypes, and how compared to then and now people are like idolizing so many Asian cultures and like matcha and like ube and
K-pop
and all of those things.
Yeah.
And how like drastic it is from then to now. And I definitely feel like things have gotten better with people not being as like closed-minded, but I think there's still a lot of like discrimination out there and racism out there and so many stereotypes that people still like put us to. And I definitely think that we could find a way in the future to be able to fix that. Even if it's not going to happen overnight, I still would think it'd be really great to see that progress.
Thank you. When you think about your own heritage, when you're thinking about your family, how you grew up, in your family unit. What is a specific tradition, a specific food, or a memory that makes you really happy and feel most connected to your culture?
A specific memory I have is mostly with my grandma. She recently passed away from cancer, and it's been really hard. Ooh, girl. It's been really hard because most of my memories and traditions were with her, and
Okay, take your time.
most of my tradition was with her, and like she would always make good food, like the best food. Oh my gosh, it was so good. But yeah, it's just those type of memories that I love to cherish with her, and yeah. Thank you.
Did she pass on recipes or games or activities?
Like her recipes. She used to have me working back in the day. I would always help her make like we have this food called lucipi, and it's basically like spinach with lamb and like coconut milk and stuff. And yeah, she would always help me make it, and yeah.
For me, I have like this one specific tradition that like me and my family do, but ever since I was little, we've always gone to like these 4th of July Filipino kind of parties or like cookouts, where it's just a bunch of Filipino people, especially like all of these like Filipino grandparents would always come together and like go out, bring a bunch of food like pancit and adobo and lechon, and I have so many memories of going there since when I was little. And it was always fun because sometimes they would show dancing, or sometimes you could connect with like people that were your age too. But I don't know, I feel like the way that I kind of like connect to my culture too is just through my grandma, because I am also like mixed because I'm half Filipino and half white, and my grandma brought my dad and my uncle to the States when they were like really, really young. So the only way that I can kind of really connect to my culture, especially since I'm mixed, is her, because she can teach me like how to make lumpia and teach me like the language like Tagalog, and tells me about how it used to be back in the Philippines and like how she met my grandpa and everything. So kind of like how you were saying, I kind of wonder if like a lot of us can connect to our culture like through our grandparents.
We have like a lot of traditions that is connected to my culture, but I feel like I'm most connected to my culture when I'm with my family, and like they hold events and traditions, and everything that they do is mostly local, that comes from the island. Like they make local food, they do local dances, and it just makes me feel more connected than when I'm out at like other events or parties, because they just do it differently.
When I think about AAPI heritage, what makes me feel most connected is definitely the summer markets that happen, hosted by White Lotus Markets and White Lotus Foundation. It makes me feel connected because the community, like us Asians or just any fellow person in the community, comes together, and we all spend that little time together through the weekends, and we get to see those traditional dances, or not even just like Asian dances. We get to see a lot of different cultures, and that makes me feel very connected to my culture.
Okay, we're gonna continue with celebration and excellence. Is there someone that you can think of in your school, in our local community? It can be a teacher, a business owner, a parent. I know we've talked about our grandparents as well, who is living out your view and your version of AAPI excellence.
Someone who inspired, or two people that inspire me are the two people I can look up to are my two advisors, Miss Keller and Miss Kikawa. I can look up to them because although they don't have to go out their way to make us feel a bigger community and hold ASU together, they do go out their way and make it happen. And they invite all the other clubs in this month to come hang out and have fun during our meetings.
My mentor is Miss Kiyokawa, and she actually makes me feel very seen and very motivated in my schoolwork, and she just makes me feel like I'm doing my best, even though I do have like times where it gets hard and stuff, and yeah. So.
I definitely feel like our vice president in my club, Charlie May, I see her being like so connected to her culture because she's involved with like other kind of like Filipino groups that aren't our club, and seeing her like help with choreo for our Lunar New Year dance, because we didn't have that long to do it. We weren't really good at planning, but just seeing her so connected with her culture and teaching us like certain words, like how to say certain things in Tagalog, or like teaching us how to make like halo halo. It's definitely nice being able to know someone who's like so connected to Filipino culture when I want to learn more about my own.
For me, I would say my sister, even though we fight all the time, and she's just such a big role model to me, because growing up, I wanted to be white. I hated how I looked. I hated my skin color. I just wanted to be someone who I'm not. And my sister, she came up to me and said, to be proud who I am, oh my gosh, to be proud who I am and never take myself for granted, because there's other people that also hate how they look or have struggles. So yeah, I would, I still hate you.
We'll keep that for you.
Someone in like our school is also our PI advisor, Dylan. I feel like he should get a lot of recognition because he does make it work out for us, even though we can be a lot. Like, he does make it work out for us, and he also makes us feel very seen as a community, and he's the best.
Aww.
He's the best.
Yeah. When you're talking about being seen by your advisors, by your peers, by your siblings, by your classmates, what does that look like and what does that feel like?
Well, to me, like, it's very rare, like, because there's a lot of people who just don't speak on what they're feeling and what they've been going through, and it doesn't really take that much for someone to show up for you and just to be there for you, even when you don't talk about it. And so just feeling seen is when someone's just there for you occasionally and just being there for you and just being them, you know? Yeah.
Being like seen and heard to me just kind of feels like seeing what someone else is going through and just like being able to relate to how they feel, or like being able to relate to like what they're experiencing, even if it's not like exactly the same. You can still like comfort them and give them advice and just let them know that you're there for them, with especially like being stressed about being president, especially because it's our club's like first year and it's so brand new. I see like my other like founders and other like club members and seeing how they also kind of feel stressed with it being so new. So it feels nice to just be seen and heard by them because they know how it feels too.
It's 2026. If someone asks you, why do we still need a dedicated month for AAPI? What would your elevator pitch be? Or what would your reasoning be? Why do we need AAPI Heritage Month?
I feel like we should definitely still have it, like no matter what, just because it highlights so many people and so many people's like cultures and stuff, and like how much people who are like AAPI have like sacrificed, and how many things they've gone through. And it's just nice to have a month to like celebrate us and celebrate our culture and be able to highlight us for like who we are, and just be able to have kind of like a month to ourselves and just feel more recognized during that time.
The next question is going to be a little bit heavy. We've talked about AAPI month, and you all have been very open and vulnerable. The word struggle has come up. Sacrifices have come up, and it reminds me of my own family and our stories, and how my dad traveled from Vietnam, and he was one of the boat people, right? Like traveling by boat. Everyone is like jam-packed. His favorite story to tell us to this day is the best chicken he's ever had is after he didn't eat for 3 full days. I know. And when you are thinking about the struggles and sacrifices, are there any stories that you want to share that you think could be impactful, that you think sometimes people need to hear this to understand where you're coming from, what you're feeling, sometimes why you or your community might be guarded in certain ways?
I recently just got my license, and I was driving on the road, and I think I was pulling out of the left, or pulling out a gas station, and I was in the middle lane signaling over, and then I think they were just like bored or angry or having a bad day, but they rolled down their window right next to me, stopped the whole traffic, and they were like, "You can go, can't you see?" You know, and I was just like, wow, like I thought we've grown up from that, you know. It's our month, but our month doesn't really just highlight us for a single month, but it should highlight all of us. We've gone through so much, and for people still to go out their way to say those things is absurd.
Yeah.
For me, I feel like it's kind of hard for me to speak on a lot of these like issues for people who are like get more of the like experience, I guess, of like, or like bad experiences of being like Asian American or like Pacific Islander, just because I'm mixed, and I feel like maybe sometimes I'm not like, I don't know if it sounds weird to say, like sometimes I'm not like Asian enough to understand what people go through, because I haven't really been through many of the struggles that people face. But even if I haven't, I've seen how a lot of like our cultures kind of just like are able to connect. And I don't know, I guess what I'm trying to say is no matter how far away you feel like you are from your culture, your like who you are is, or like your culture still makes you who you are, and you should be able to like celebrate it however you want.
So we have talked to like kind of brushed on this. We didn't say this term yet, but the model minority. Have you all heard of that term?
Yeah.
I think so, yeah.
So the idea of the model minority is that there's a hierarchy amongst people of color, and Asian people are at the top, right? I think specifically for like Vietnamese and Chinese and Japanese, Korean, it is that those people are better students, they assimilate. Do you see that playing out in the school system? Do you see that happening in your schools and in your classrooms? Are those expectations of teachers? Are those expectations of students? And how could we get rid of that?
It plays out really hard, because like it makes teachers think that, oh, like those kids don't need help, they got it. Or just the support that we get is different than others you see. You can see teachers helping other kids way, way more. Although like we can understand it, but we also are the more quiet ones, so it doesn't seem like we need help. We seem like the smarter people in the class, in the room. But at the end of the day, we're all the furthest thing from perfect. We are the furthest thing from perfect. We can start dismantling it by like just getting more help or letting people see what we really have to work with. You know, from like family members pressuring us to have better grades, or you can't have under a C or under a B or whatever. You know, just start helping us out more, or even just the teachers stepping up like, hey, do you need help? Not just waiting for us to raise our hands and helping us, or even just waiting for us to come in that door and then yelling at us that we don't have work turned in.
So my dad used to say, he used to talk about the model minority. I would say, I know it's not true because my daughter's not good at math. Just calling me out in front of everybody. He's like emceeing an event. All right. What is one thing that the school and or the district could do that would feel like genuine support?
I feel like some things that they do that are kind of performative, especially like in our classrooms, or like in history class or like English class, when they talk about these like famous people or like idols who are like Asian or like Pacific Islanders, and they kind of just like really briefly talk about it for that month only or for this month only, and don't really like fully go into like what struggles they might have experienced or what things they have gone through to get through that. And I feel like, I don't know if like this happens with other schools too, but I've heard that it has for like just people kind of around the States, but different cultures, like for Black History Month or for like Latin History Month or AAPI, they just have people that they talk about, or like they celebrate the month only, and then they never talk about any of it outside of that month, or like any of the stories outside of the month.
What could we do to make it feel more genuine?
I definitely feel like just focusing on just kind of focusing more on the struggles that they've gone through and how we could probably do better now, and like not do better now, but I guess like how we could be better than we were back then, and just highlighting those people's stories outside of just like AAPI month or Black History Month and all those things.
One thing they could do to definitely like help us out or show us or let us show our community and history better is that maybe we could have like an event that all of us are hosting together and funded by the district. That would be super fun. And we would have all like the traditional dances or even just traditional food for people to try, for people to understand us more.
And I feel like they could do better about like by teaching people or like teaching like students foods from other cultures, like no matter how like weird it could be, like if there's like, for example, like balut is like this Filipino like kind of fertilized egg that's like boiled fertilized egg.
Yeah.
But just like teaching students like things like that, even if they don't want to like try it or anything, is just nice to teach kids or like students that there's more food out there than just like the generalized like Panda Express kind of thing. I don't know if that sounds weird.
Thinking about AAPI Joy, what is something about your culture or your heritage or how you identify that feels like a superpower?
Something that I do that makes me feel like I have a superpower is I love to sing. I feel like as Islanders have like such beautiful voices, and sometimes we don't like usually like show our talents. It just makes me feel special.
For me, I definitely feel like dancing is such like a big part of Filipino culture. Like tinigling and like I don't know if there's probably a specific name for it, but like candle dancing, which is basically just like balancing one candle in each hand and like on top of your head too.
So cool.
Yeah. But just having like our dancing be such a big tradition, and us doing it at like the Lunar New Year event, even though that was like my first time doing it.
It was great.
Thank you. It was really fun, and I don't know, I just feel like that's definitely one of my biggest joys through that, because it makes me feel so much more connected to my culture. And I heard that apparently after we were done with our performance, there was some people that were like, oh, I really want to do that, like, oh, what kind of dance is that, like, I really want to try that. But it's just nice to know that other people might want to try it out too.
One of the joys or traditions that I really enjoy having is line dancing for White Lotus Line Dance. It feels like a superpower because like we go to different schools or just other communities to perform for them, and that just makes us feel so seen, or like just like everyone's clapping at the end, and it's just like wow, like everyone knows who we are, or like everyone's getting a little bit of our tradition. And or even just like for each line color representing different colors, or people know that now, you know, not everybody knows what it is until they see it, and that makes it feel like a superpower.
Well, thank you for joining me. Our goal is to have a more robust conversation about it and share different perspectives, of course, in addition to a monthly podcast, and specifically around the Heritage Month. What else could we do that would help you feel like you are seen and like we're highlighting and respecting and celebrating you?
We're not about separation, we're about communication and community, and yeah.
Just supporting one of another is very awesome. Like we can all come as an event, our 3 little clubs, but then we also can invite every other club out there, the Native American Club, BSU, LSU, all of those clubs, and we can all come together as one and form a community so we can learn more about each and every single person's month during their month, or not even during their month, but in general.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you for having us.